Good morning, everybody. Just want to check in real quick. Nathan, from your observation, do we have a quorum here?
Yes, we do.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. It's been several months, so hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good holiday season, and hard to believe January is already over, but here we go. All right, so I, the chair, will call the first hybrid building codes structures board meeting of February 1st, 2023 to order. The time is now 9:30 a.m. And Nathan, if you could you please call the roll?
Chair Schmidt.
Present.
Andrew Dykeman.
Present.
Stephen Forrester. Stephen, you're on mute. We'll come back to him. Brenda Hartzog is unavailable. Gary Heikkinen.
Here.
Marshall McGrady.
Here.
Eric Sandoval.
Here.
Randy Samuelson. Did not hear from Randy. And we'll go back. Stephen Forrester. I do see him on the call.
Yeah, I see him as well.
We do have a quorum, Chair.
Okay, thank you. I see a note from Steve that he is here, but it is not letting him unmute. So maybe he hopefully can figure that out, or somebody from staff can touch base with him and see if we can get that worked out, please. Okay, let me just actually throw, this is off the docket, but let me just come back to building codes administration and see if there's any introductions that you would like to do of staff.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. I'm Tony Rocco with the division here. I was planning on doing an introduction during the program update at your pleasure, or I could do it now as well.
If you'd like to do it now, because I noticed that I'm calling upon him before you have your time. So I thought that's why I'm changing the order.
Sure. Yep. That sounds great. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, Tony Rocco with the division for the record. And I'd like to introduce our new team member, policy analyst Pierre Sabat. And Pierre will be supporting this board and came to the division from a private law firm by way of Lewis and Clark Law School. And we're really excited to have Pierre on our PTS team.
Excellent. Well, welcome, Pierre. Welcome to the team.
Thank you for the introduction, Tony.
All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and ask the board if they have any changes to the agenda or the order of business.
To the chair, it's Eric Sandoval. I'd just like to add an item in the announcement area. If you could make note of that.
Okay, thank you. Any other changes or amendments to the agenda? Okay. So that said, Chair will rule the agenda and order of business approved with adding an announcement from board member Eric Sandoval. And so with that, let me go ahead and ask for approval of the draft. We need to approve the draft board meeting minutes of August 3rd and September 14th, 2022. And just seeing if there are any amendments to those minutes that we need to put forward. And seeing none or hearing none, so I'll rule those draft minutes of August 3rd and September 14th, 2022 as final. And then just one of the last kind of housekeeping items is the date of our next meeting is May 3rd, 2023. Okay. Next order of business is public comment. And so again, welcome, Pierre. I want to ask you to go ahead and please address any public comments for the meeting today.
Thank you, Chair. Pierre Sabat, policy analyst with the division. As of this morning, we hadn't received any request for public comment to the board. We'll hold the line open for just a few moments in case there's someone in the meeting that did not sign up that would like to provide public comment. So if you would like to provide general public comment to the board, please identify yourself now.
And I note that we have a representative from Structural Engineers Association of Oregon, Reid, Zimmerman. But maybe that's for the actual item. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's correct, Chair.
Okay, sounds great.
So hearing none, Chair, that concludes the general public comment agenda item.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, next order of business is reports. So structural program update. And I will call upon Mr. Rocco, the structural program chief. If you could please go ahead and deliver your report.
Absolutely. Thank you. And good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Tony Rocco with the division, here with a program update. So since we last met, there are several significant items to note for our structural program team, what's been going on with the team. First, as you know, the 2022 OSSC was published and implemented on October 1st, and this code is available to access and read for free via our commercial structures program page and also our adopted codes online page. You're able to access it directly through ICC's Code Hub as well by selecting Oregon and navigating through that. And while it was implemented on October 1st, it does not become mandatorily effective until April 1st, as approved by this board. And again, the great work by this board, the review committee, and our team led to the successful adoption. Thanks to everyone for their hard work to meet the publishing timeline and demands for that. It's a big lift. Next, of course, with the new iteration of the OSSC comes the code update resources and training, and our structural, mechanical, and energy team just did a phenomenal job compiling the code update training information. The associated training videos, handouts, and even summaries of all of the Oregon amendments are available on the respective program pages for free for anyone to access, which has really been great because that gets it not only to our certified local government partners, but also it gets it out to the design community or to any other interested parties. So we're really excited about that. And we're really excited about how the finished code update video and the finished product looked. And so we hope that you all enjoy accessing them. And if you have trouble finding them or you need more information, you can contact me, contact any of our team members at your convenience, and we'll help you navigate to those. And with that, that's really all, Mr. Chairman, for the program update. As always, I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Are there questions, Tony, of anything that he reported or any other questions?
Eric Sandoval through the chair. I just wanted to acknowledge Tony's ability to put this together and specifically related to the website access of the training programs and also the videos. I've seen a couple of those as a part of my OIC certificate, and really I like what I'm seeing, and I also forward those on to design professionals that I know about so they could also have access, and I appreciate the agency's ability to do that.
That's great. Thank you. And I would second that. Yeah. Thank you for all that work, Tony and staff on that. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Rocco? All right. Okay. Thanks again, Tony. And so we will move now to communications, and I'll call upon Todd Smith, who's the manager of policy and technical services, to give us a high-level overview of a few executive orders that came out here recently. So, Todd, go ahead, sir.
All right. Thank you, Chair Schmidt, members of the board. Todd Smith, Policy and Technical Services Manager for the division. I just want to give you all a quick overview of the three related executive orders that the governor recently sent out. As you've probably heard, homelessness is a top priority for her, as well as housing production. So the way this will impact the board is she's going to be looking for members to serve on the Housing Production Advisory Council that's in one of the executive orders. So you'll probably be seeing some information on that pretty shortly in case anyone on the board or in attendance of the meeting is interested in serving on that. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Todd. Are there questions? I've seen the executive orders, reading those. I understand that the housing production, or I forgot the name, but the housing council is being formed. So that's yeah, it sounds like you'd said there'll be more information coming out, solicitation of members to participate, expressing their interest. Are there questions from members to staff about any of the executive orders that you've hopefully had a chance to review?
Eric Sandoval through the chair, Eric Schmidt. Todd, I appreciate you letting us know about these information, and we did take a look at those in the packet and went through that. And in my understanding of the 17 additional members that the Housing Production Advisory Council is interested in from the governor's point of view, I'll let people that I know understand that it's available and see what come of it. It seems like a very good thing to kind of help us double the production that we have in the current state. So thanks again.
Thank you. Okay, Todd, thank you very much for the report. All right, let's see here. We are now moving through the agenda pretty quickly. We will move to, there's no appeals, no unfinished business, so we will move to new business. And I am going to turn it back over to Pierre to introduce this item. And we also have Chief Rocco available for any technical issues. And we also do have verbal testimony on this item. So Pierre, let me go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you, Chair Schmidt, members of the board. Pierre Sabah, policy analyst with the division. This agenda item is to approve and adopt the proposed technical changes to the SAM 15-1 cross-laminated timber seismic force resisting system based on the 2022 OSSC. You can find further information about the proposed technical changes memo in your board packet, and Tony Rocco and Jeremy Williams are both here to field any technical questions you may have. This item will require a motion, and a motion to approve should include a finding that the added cost, if any, is necessary to the health and safety of the occupants or the public, or necessary to conserve scarce resources. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. All right, so as he mentioned, we are looking for ultimately a motion on this, but we do have public comment. And so unless anybody has objection or staff is verifying, I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the public comment. Okay, so if I could, let me ask Reid if you'd like to go ahead and deliver your public comment on this item.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, hello, everyone. My name is Reid Zimmerman. I'm here to represent the Structural Engineers Association of Oregon's Code Committee. Over the past 9 months or so, the SEAO Code Committee has looked quite hard at this statewide alternate method and has proposed to staff several changes, which are detailed in the SAM that you see now. I wanted to let you know that the SEAO Code Committee, composed both of practicing structural engineers as well as representatives from authorities having jurisdiction, came to agreement on these changes. We also consulted leading researchers in the testing and analysis of mass timber seismic force resisting systems as we were proposing these changes. And we feel that the evolution of the SAM from its previous edition is of great benefit to the state of Oregon and provides a great balance between specificity and encouraging the use of mass timber for seismic force resisting systems. If there are any technical questions, I'm also happy to represent the Structural Engineers Association of Oregon in answering them.
Thank you, Reid. Appreciate the testimony, and also appreciate all the work over the years from the Structural Engineers Association as a strong stakeholder in our code development process for the state. So thank you for that. If you could pass that along to the members, also appreciate that. Let me go ahead and open the conversation up to board members to see if you have questions about what you're seeing today. Any discussion on this item that we need to have?
Eric Schmidt, Chair. I was just going through this, and I'm pretty positive that what we're trying to do is provide the SAM in a way that will align with the current technical information, scientific information that we have, and I'm just a little bit not sure about the proposals, and so I wanted to go through a specific question related to the administrative method, not necessarily a technical aspect of it, but maybe Pierre would know more about answering this question than Reid would. So I would ask for your help on directing the question. The question specifically has to do with the use of ASCE 7-22 in relationship to the 2021 special design provisions for wind and seismic, and trying to jump forward to the 2024 IBC and using that reference. And so I'm thinking that that's what the modification to the SAM is, that we're jumping into the 2024 method of securing that so we have the better information. And I just trying to figure out if the option approval, the specific question is, does the statement approve the technical and scientific facts of the proposed state alternate method include that understanding of connecting the 2024?
Thank you, Eric. Pierre or Tony, let me first come to you for any thoughts you have on that. And then certainly we can open up to Reid as well if you want to stop or up anything.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the board. Again, for the record, Tony Rocco with the division. And before I get directly to that, if I could just provide some just quick background on what, this SAM and where we're at and what we're looking at today, it might be helpful in the context of the question there. So this SAM has been in existence for 8 years. Essentially what we're doing is just updating it to align with the scientific and technical data that is outlined in some of those standards that Mr. Sandoval referenced there. So there's not an adoption per se of the 24 IBC or ASCE 722 or anything like that. This is very specific to the statewide alternate method, again, which has been in place for a very long time. It's just updating it based on that new data testing, new information that I know Mr. Zimmerman's kind of been on the forefront of. And so that's really what we're getting at with the update to the SAM. And I don't know, Mr. Sandoval, if that adequately addresses your questions or if I could provide something more specific.
Tony, thank you very much for that explanation. It's an important part of the question and answer, the boundary condition for how much the 2024 IBC was inferred, and so I appreciate that. And I'm aligned with that answer. I don't have any additional questions. Chair Eric Schmidt.
Thank you. Thanks, Eric. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. Any other questions on this item? And if not, I would entertain a motion.
Eric Schmidt, Chair. I propose a motion that approve the technical and scientific facts of the proposed state alternate methods and add that any additional costs of the adoption is necessary to the health, safety, and welfare for the people of Oregon to secure scarce resources.
Okay, we have a motion, and we're not requiring a second, but we do need to do a roll call. Any discussion on that motion before we do a roll call?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, hey,
welcome. It's good to hear you.
Thank you. I had to re-log in. That fixed it. Thank you to the staff who helped me accomplish that. So, yeah, I just wanted to comment that I want to just recognize and appreciate the Structural Engineers Association and staff for working collaboratively on this. as board members, right, most of us are not structural engineers, yet we're tasked with approving the technical merits of these alternates. So we rely heavily on associations and experts to help guide us and advise us. And so I just wanted to recognize that and acknowledge that we are relying on the association and that continued effort that they put in along with staff. So much appreciated. That's my only comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Gary. See the thumbs up. And I guess I'm remiss in mentioning that I am a structural engineer, although, you know, I don't do that every day now these days. But again, I read it, I understood it, I see where we were going. So I second everything that you said, Steve. So appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, at this point in time, if there's no other discussion on this, let me go ahead and ask Pierre to call for a roll call.
Thank you, Chair.
Stephen Forrester,
Yes.
Gary Heikkinen,
Aye.
Eric Sandoval,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dykeman,
Aye.
Chair Schmidt.
Yes.
Chair, the motion passes unanimously.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. Thank you again. And Reid, thank you again for all this work and all the members of SEAO as well as the BCD staff. So great collaboration on this. Thank you. Okay. Next item is around announcements. And so let me ask Board Member Sandoval. I think you wanted to go ahead and have an announcement. So please go ahead.
Yes. Chair Eric Schmidt, I just wanted to announce that I'll be coming off the board as of May 31st, 2023. I've served 2 successive terms at 4 years each, so this is my 8th year. And I've notified Tony and Elena of this, as well as a number of other people that I know of, to hopefully garner another member to serve in the position of architect engineer on this board. So hopefully that will be a person who can be approved by June 1st of this next year and be able to serve in the meetings that follow the May 3rd meeting. So I'll be here for one more meeting and then that will be my last, but have some flexibility if there's some outcome of that meeting that we need to talk about before May 31st. So that's the announcement I have for today.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Eric, for that announcement. And so we've got one more meeting with you, so that's great. So we'll say everything then, but we'll say just a little bit now that really appreciate all your years of service. Hard to believe it's already been 8 years. That's crazy, right? Time flies. But your handprint on the board is definitely noted, and you've done some great work. Certainly serving as chair, I learned from you in that role when I was serving as vice chair. So thank you for your service on this, and we'll say more at the next meeting for sure.
Thanks very much.
Absolutely. Okay. Any other announcements for today? All right, hearing none. I think if there's nothing else, we will go ahead and conclude this. We will adjourn the meeting, and the meeting of February 1st, 2023, our Building Code Structures Board is now adjourned. Time is 9:53 a.m. Please take care. Good to see you all, and we'll see you in a few months now in May.
Thanks,
Take care, everybody.
See you guys.
Thank you.